All right, 5 on your health tonight, and it is another discouraging drop in the number of American kindergartners who have been vaccinated. Here to talk about why that's important, what this means, Dr. Todd Ellerin, Chief of Infectious Diseases at South Shore Health. Great to see you, as always, Doctor. The CDC, they're now saying that parents are getting permission from their five-year-olds to start school without these required shots. I find that interesting. What do you think the reasons are?
Yeah, what we're seeing is an increase in non-medical exemptions, and you're going to see this graph. And on the green line that's flat is medical exemptions. That hasn't changed. But what you're seeing in the purple line are non-medical exemptions, which is personal exemptions. And the more we see of that, meaning the less kindergartens that are at risk. So there could be up to 125,000 children that are entering school that are unvaccinated, and that puts them at risk, and then of course their classmates and families at risk.
So I was just about to interrupt you, and I'm sorry about that, but one of those lines, I mean, there are legitimate reasons why there are people who do get exemptions.
Absolutely. There are medical exemptions, but most exemptions are really more personal and other types.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers together. 1.4% of all kindergartners who were excused from getting one or more vaccinations nationally. The average is 3.3%. What about other states like Idaho and Utah with those higher rates? Is that something that you worry about?
I really do. And let me tell you one thing. See, we haven't lived in the 1940s when there used to be 25,000 cases of paralytic polio per year. We didn't live in the 1950s before the measles vaccine when there were 100,000 hospitalizations for measles. So the bottom line is this: even though overall 90% being around there may seem good, these illnesses are so contagious that we really need very high rates in order to protect, again, not just our kids, but the community. This is a public health problem.
Yeah, some local pediatricians, they're not accepting children into their practice if the parents refuse to vaccinate their kids. Do you think that's fair?
Well,
I mean, that's an interesting question.
Many years ago, when my Ruby was young, when she was born, we went to our pediatrician. Our pediatrician said to my wife and I, she said, listen, I firmly believe in vaccinations, and if you don't, I'm probably not the right pediatrician for you. And
that's a way to do it.
And to be honest with you, I kind of did the fist pump because I was psyched, but obviously not everyone's going to be. And if you are someone who's against vaccination—
But you did the fist pump, why?
Because I so strongly believe in not just the vaccine, but more importantly, vaccination. See, it doesn't work if it just, it's 0% effective if it just stays in that vial. We have to give it. But remember, if you're someone who's very anti-vaccine and you have a pediatrician that's very pro-vaccine and believes in vaccination—
Then look for another pediatrician.
Then you probably want to look for another pediatrician.
Okay, excellent. Dr. Ellerin, thank you as always. We appreciate you.
You too.